Okay, so this is the Turkish Get-up. 7 parts. If you want to segment it that way, go ahead. But you can break it down into a lot of technique. But think about your flexed legs, foot, been stuck in concrete, and a lot of this stuff just comes out in the process of getting up off the ground. So you want to begin with, if you've got a kettlebell, and that's what I'm using here, off to the side. You're going to be in like this fetal position, and your working arm is going to be gripping the kettlebell first. Your assistant hand is going to come over and get this in position right here. And that's important because you don't want to mess this up, and you don't want to mess this up. So go ahead and assist this in position with your non-working hand, and then, you'll have one side fully extended off to the side and at an angle. I don't know if that does a good job. Let's try this one. Yeah, that's better. And then, when I say stack the shoulders, I mean this right here. So you got one shoulder directly over the other. All right. And then ideally, you want this knee to stay pretty isolated. You don't want it deviating around. Stack the shoulders. That's your first step. All right. And you can see how mechanically this is conducive to doing this exercise and how much shoulder stabilization you're involving here. And this is why this is so good for rehab, is because this move right here from that to this is a lot for your stabilizers. All right. And then I like the hand kind of grip towards the ground. It's going to give you a little bit more traction. And then, like what you were saying about coming up on your elbow, the elbow really doesn't have to move, because then you're going like that right there with that shoulder. You want that to stay down. So you're really kind of getting that lower trap involvement when you're putting your weight into that elbow. And that's what you want to do to assist your obliques and get you up into this kind of sit-up position here. And your eyes will always stay on the kettlebell. That just brings out the upper body posture. All right, so hands still on the floor, and then you're going to your hand. You can kind of adjust, to get ready for the next one. I'm really just balancing my arm. I'm holding this for a long time. I could probably do this with any weight because I'm really just controlling it being balanced. From here, I'm going to bridge up, and I really emphasize this because I'm deficient on this particular move. There's a lot of hip, so make sure you give yourself enough leeway to bring that fully extended leg behind you. Support yourself with that knee, hand off the ground. A lot of obliques there. You could probably take that into one exercise. That right there will do a lot of people good. But we're doing the Turkish Get-up, and from here, you're in this half lunge position. We dip up right now to here, and then you're up, just like a split squat. And then, I'm going to have this up a little magnified. No. All right, you're going to step back on the foot on the side that's not weighted. So I'm holding it up right over my head with my left hand. I'm going to step back with my right foot. I'll find the floor with my knee. And then, giving myself quite an angle. I notice you reach right behind you. Go more toward the side. In an angle, maybe. If I was in the middle of a clock face, that's 12, I'd probably put my hand back there at 5. Okay? And then I'm going to really emphasize that bridge. Heel to ground here. Elbow. Shoulder. Stacked. And then back down. And then depending on what you're going for, very rarely, I won't say rarely, but if I'm doing, first of all, programming, you don't want to do more than 5 of these. That's going to take you at least a couple minutes to do 5 reps. So I just do 2 or 3 aside, even at that. It's a good way to kind of break up circuits in the middle. You kind of get this full, slow, grinding, all joints involved move in between like a rapid, high intensity interval. That's a lot, but it's good to do. There's a lot of stuff going on there. And that's just a cursory overview of the exercise. I wanted to fire something off real quick before I let too much time get underneath me. But I think it's a pretty good view too, actually, the bird's eye view on the stacking shoulders. Because I think you had a hard time with that one at first. I think everybody does, stacking shoulders. And the sit up in the name. It's not a linear kind of like traditional sit up. It's more that oblique. Your shoulders already off the ground, and that's how you kind of fire those obliques. It's not a lateral shift. It's more of a rotational, and it consists of one of those shoulders coming up. It's like bringing that rib cage toward the hip. Anyway, don't want to get too informative with it, but let me see what you think about that one, and I'll be hollering at you.